Warning! This podcast contains spoilers.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to As Seen on TV podcast for Supernatural Season 13. We're going to do 2 episodes tonight. We're going to do episode 14, Good Intentions, and then after that, we're going to roll on to episode 15, A Most Holy Man. I'm Nikki, and with me tonight, I have Kim.
Trying to hide my stuff in my corner.
So, I'm just going to ask about both episodes, how you felt about them.
So episode 14.
Mm-hmm.
Like I liked it. But I guess I don't know. Like there was a lot going on. I mean, we had two stories going on. I like what was going on with Jack. I like that we finally got to see what was going on over there, different stuff or whatever. I liked that he's starting to come into his powers a little bit. But again, it's all attached to his emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Very, like, all of his emotions. He's, like, him breaking out of the mental bond and different things like that. Like, nah, get out of here. And then him blowing up angels.
Yeah. He's just, like, snapping his fingers. It was happening. It was too easy.
Well, I mean, he is an archangel, but I really want to see him go head-to-head with Michael. This is going to be really interesting. Because technically, he is more powerful as an Nephilim.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's going to be some interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, episode 15, I really, really, really liked. One, I like the fact that we didn't have monsters. It was all human corruption, the entire episode. People backstabbing people. There was a lot going on in that episode, too. Because it was like, this person's backstabbing this person. It was just like we had all of these parties on their own, like, individual stuff. Then the red-haired chick come back again, which Dean sitting there like really? You're hitting on Sam?
He was so jealous. Like, I that was the only thing I really liked about that episode, was that Dean was just so jealous, because usually he's the ladies' man.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I agree with you on episode 14, Good Intentions. The whole bit with Jack and them being in the apocalyptic world was the most intriguing and interesting part of the episode. The side stuff with Donatello and with Dean and Cass, I think the only part that I really liked was the Gog and Magog scene. It was really funny. And I did not like episode 15 at all. I think it's for the exact reason that you like it, I don't like it.
Because you want the monsters.
I think I'm just so used to it that kind of... Like, because, see, they've done human corruption episode before. And it was with those hillbillies that were, kidnapping people. Do you not
remember that episode?
Oh gosh, what season was that? I don't know, but they were kidnapping people, and they kidnapped Sam. They were gonna like chop him up and eat him, things like that.
Really don't remember that episode.
Yeah, that was like, Dean was like, "Wow, I can't believe it was just humans," because the whole time they thought it was some sort of monster, and it wasn't. It was just people. So, but that was a little bit different because it was twisted. It was kind of like...
I'm sure we did a podcast. I made some Chainsaw Massacre joke.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in a season that we've covered for sure.
I'm pretty sure we were talking about. I probably talked about The Hills Have Eyes or something.
And see, I can't sit through a Hills Has Eyes movie.
I can't. That is a horrible movie. And
so not horrible as in it's not well made. It's horrible because it ensues fear in me. Like, I'm just like, oh, I can't take it.
Mine wasn't fear, but I mean, just there's a lot of gore, but there's also like the rape scene, and it's just a bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. See that episode took a different turn. It played on my fears rather than this one. I was just kind of like, I live in New York and I've seen movies about this shit. It's
Oh my
like,
god. When he was sitting in the chair with the cat and I went, really?
yeah. So I feel like I've seen this type of like, I don't know what to say, like theme in many other kinds of stories, like movies and TV shows. So I didn't see that kind of,
Sopranos, Godfather,
yeah,
blah, blah. That was what I mean. That was a reference with the cat. But
yeah,
Goodfellas. I can go on and on and on.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I get that. But I think there's a little bit mixed or whatever. I think another part that I really really liked was I can't remember his name. The father.
Padre?
The Padre.
Padre. Yeah. I don't think did they give him a name?
They did. I just don't remember. Yeah,
I don't remember it either.
But the fact that he was like, yeah, the world's fucked up. I got that. I know it. The world's not perfect. But if you're that one, you're doing that one good deed, that makes the world a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And I really, really liked that concept. Like, he was actually literally my favorite character in that episode.
Yeah, but before we get all mixed up and start jumping all over the place, we'll cover episode 14. We'll start with at the beginning of the episode where we see Michael and Zachariah fucking with Jack's head. Like, Zachariah has his fingers in there wiggling and, making him see things. And like you said, there's that one point where it was the vision where he was talking to Castiel, or Jack was talking to Castiel, who was Zachariah. And Jack was like, dude, you ain't Cass. Get the hell out of my head. Like, he picked up on it quite quickly, it seems.
Well, he immediately was like, fuck humans.
Yep.
And he was like, nah. Mm-mm. What are you talking about? You're not Cass. Cass wouldn't be like, hate all the humans, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then, even Cass was like, well, Sam and Dean think of this of you, and they're terrible people. And Cass was like, Jack's like, what? No.
What are you smoking?
So, once he figures that out, he snaps out of it, and Michael throws him around a little bit, and I was like, whoa, Jack, you need to fight back. But apparently he can't, because there's wardings. It's like, if it's warded for angels in this place, then how are Michael and Zachariah able to use their powers?
That was one of those little plot holes that I thought was really strange. Not just that, but like that whole scene was really weird. Like when he pulled him into the room and stuck him in the room with Mary. Mm-hmm. I was thinking that wasn't Mary, because it was just really weird. And then when she came to the wall, and I'm thinking that this was all part of the plan for Michael's or something. It was just really oddly, just the whole interaction and the whole like the feel of that scene just seemed off.
Well, I know they've also been digging in Mary's head, so she was probably just a little off at first. Like, Zachariah has been digging around in her head too, so I don't know. Maybe they'll go into it more, because I kind of got the feeling that Jack and Mary aren't their first priority is not to get back to their Sam and Dean and their world. It's to help fight this war, because you did mention that Jack wants to kill Michael, and that is a confrontation that everybody wants to see. Everybody wants to see that fight go down. That's gonna be epic. That's like, they've been building up to like this war that Michael's the big bad.
Well,
but I don't see that.
Is the representation of war.
Mm-hmm.
He in like biblical, like whatever, Michael is he's the war angel.
Yeah.
So that is where they're pushing, the concept of like God of war, but he's an angel. He's the angel of war. Mm-hmm. So that's his whole brain concept. That's his whole thought process. So that's what he's been doing in this world. I guess at some point they decided humans were worth a load of crap. I mean, that's what we're getting from all of the angels. It seems like the humans are bad, so let's just kill all the humans. I don't know where, but obviously God's probably gone in this world just like he was in the other world.
Now, wait. Is there more than one God, or did God create all of these worlds?
That is a good question. We don't know.
We have no idea. So, I mean, obviously God's absent in their world too, so maybe it is the same guy, and maybe he's just, he's got a little nest egg of another world that he's been working on, and he's just like, screw the rest of them. They're just not working out right. I don't know. God's kind of a dick sometimes.
Well, we've seen that. He's like... how do I describe? So he's an inventor in a way that invents these fancy toys and then just unleashes them and then doesn't come back to fix any problems that might have gone along the way.
he makes, he lets it out, and he lets it do its thing, grow a little bit, and then forgets it.
Forgets to put the recall button on it.
It's kind of like me when I start a project. I get into it, I make it, it's almost there, and then I forget about it and start something new. That happens a lot. But what I was really, really thinking about, like, because they're like, oh, Michael, he's so bad, what if he comes to our world? This is going to happen, it's going to be war. But I don't feel like that's the main it is they're making it seem like it's the main conflict, but did everybody forget about the empty guy? The guy in the empty where Cass was.
Oh.
I mean, I don't think we're done with him.
I don't think so either.
Because Cass woke him up and he was intrigued. And curiosity probably still kept him up, and he's probably gonna do something, and we're gonna see that near the end of the season, and it's gonna be a big bad. Big bad.
That depends on where we're going with this. Depends on whether you're going that direction, or if we're leading up to what happens with Michael and Michael gets through. Then we're dealing with Michael in the other world in the next season. So
I don't know.
At this point, it can go either direction. We still have also Asmodeus being a douche, and with Gabriel. Now we know he has Gabriel, so we don't know where that's going to go either. Now,
and we don't know which Gabriel it is.
Exactly, because as far as we know, our world Gabriel is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is, we talked about this before when we kept talking about the episode that's coming up, our Scooby-Doo episode. Mm-hmm. That Gabriel, last time we did a show jump, different things and weird things happened, Gabriel was involved. So I was thinking that Gabriel was going to be involved in this. This is the reason why we ended up with the Scooby-Doo episode. But because we haven't seen what else is, all we saw was Asmodeus, Gabriel in the cell. And that was 2 episodes ago? Or 1 episode? Well, no, it would be 2 episodes ago now because
it was coming back from their break. So yeah, it was 2 episodes ago. I think it was episode 12.
So we haven't seen what's going to go on with that. So I'm thinking that we're going to see more of that. And what I'm thinking is Gabriel is going to be the one with the Scooby-Doo. Why they end up in the Scooby-Doo world.
I really hope so, because we know that he's gone by Loki, and we all know what Loki is because we've seen it in Marvel, we've seen it with Jim Carrey in The Mask, and he's a mischief god. We know he's not Loki, but he still has that demeanor to him where he wants to he wants to have fun. So it's mischief on for every other person that he decides to play around with. But I do feel like even though he's like beaten up and his mouth is sewed shut, and even if he was from the other world, that Gabriel would still be the same. He'd still want to cause fun, mischief, and all that stuff. So
Personality-wise, yes. Yeah. We saw a lot of different sides to Gabriel. This whole through everything. That you saw the goofy side, but you saw that he was built for war too. That's because they had been warring. So I mean, he still got that mentality as well.
Yeah.
So if this is a Gabriel from the other world, I don't know how he ended up in our world, but if he is from the other world, he would be a lot more war torn because
he does look war torn.
Very war torn.
Well, we don't know if that happened to him while he was over in the other world, or if Asmodeus did it.
But the problem is I can also see, and it was all of the other archangels had a problem with Michael. Because Michael was a royal douchebag. And he's even more of a royal douchebag. The other world, Michael is worse.
Yeah.
So they're all going to have animosity towards Michael. So if Michael does come across, or if anything or whatever, so this Gabriel is going to have just as much hatred, probably even more, if he's from the other world, towards Michael. Because we even saw other angel, the one that went after Jack.
Zachariah.
Because we saw old Zachariah. Mm-hmm. In our world, you could see that he was questioning Michael. You could see it in his face that he was questioning Michael. But he didn't go against him. He just went with it. But you definitely saw in his face that he was questioning. And we know that Zachariah in our world was, even though he did things, he still had a very big conscience. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking this Zachariah has definitely had some questions. But he went away with getting along with it anyway, because apparently, Archangel Zachariah is lower on the totem pole.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's dead now.
Yes. Again.
Yeah, again. I mean, Jack took care of him quite easily. But I have a lot of questions about the whole Asmodeus thing, because we know from what he's been doing, because he's been going around, he collected the Archangel sword because they need to kill Lucifer, and that's the main reason he did that. But we also know that he's been kind of messing around with the portals, so maybe somehow he opened up an itty-bitty tear and he pulled Gabriel through or something. I don't know. But, I mean, I feel like we haven't seen enough of Asmodeus. Because we know when he first got a hold of Jack, he tried to open that his own, rift to they weren't just demons. They were,
super demons.
I feel like they were, what are they, the Greek myths with the thing and with Zeus. And
Titans.
The Titans. I feel like they're kind of on that level, not demons, but on that level of mythology.
Even Lucifer feared them.
Mm-hmm.
So even all of the everyone feared them. So that would make sense if you're going with we're thinking, because we've seen all the different mythologies. We've seen all the different gods. We've seen the Greek gods actually be physical things. Mm-hmm. So there could possibly be Titans.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like, okay, we have all of these different things that could possibly be the big bad at the end of the season and carry on into season 14. We have whatever Asmodeus wants to fucking open, which he couldn't, he got stopped because Sam and Dean and then Jack, and yeah. And then we have the empty guy, and then we have the war with Michael, the possible war with Michael. So... And then we got in Sweet Falls, we got all the portals still opening. So, they're still opening there. So he possibly could have gotten...
But we don't... Well, it depends on what... I mean, we have the weird world that they were opening with, so I don't know where they're going to go from there. But here's what... I don't know what this came through in my head, because I just wonder. I know we never really addressed it as a thing, or if I don't remember if it was addressed. Because we know when angels have children with humans, it's a super powerful angel.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when a human and a demon have a child?
I don't think they can.
Is it not possible?
I don't think they can.
Because they're taking over people's bodies, but so was Archangel.
We've seen demons take over bodies the same way that Lucifer took over the president at this, and they do go around and they have lots of sexy fun with humans because that's kind of like one of their things.
So
and
maybe
we
it's
haven't.
just a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wondered if it was I don't know.
I mean, maybe they're just not that powerful. Maybe they're more like
maybe
on
they're
the
the
witch
opposite.
scale.
Maybe they're the opposite. That they're just like
Normal.
maybe not normal, but like they're more powerful than a human. Well, look at the remember we're having the children with the demon blood.
Mm-hmm.
So they're strong.
They weren't born that way though. They were.
I know, but I wonder if it's I don't know.
It might work the same. I feel like they. I mean, we did have the episode with the Antichrist,
Right?
In like season 3. It was near the beginning, which also comes. We talked about this in the very beginning of the season. Where the hell is he? He's still alive, and he should be around Jack's age. Come on, Supernatural, get your shit together.
Okay, here's that was in the okay. We're sticking to episode 13. I'll talk about it in episode. We get to episode 14.
Okay, we're on episode 14.
Okay, are we? I don't know.
Oh, because 14 is good intentions.
15. Excuse me.
Okay.
Sorry.
But I mean, the whole thing with Asmodeus has a lot to do with Donatello, and he's deciphering the demon tablet, and because he doesn't have a soul, and he doesn't have that barrier of a human soul,
Poor Donatello.
He's not only working for Asmodeus, but he's going crazy because the tablet is corrupting him. Huh.
He has just had like the short end of the stick ever since he appeared in the show.
I mean, the only thing I think he has going for him is that because it takes so much energy to decipher all these angel tablets and these demon tablets and the things that Sam and Dean can't do because they're written in the Word of God, he uses up a lot of energy so he can just eat whatever the fuck he wants. I mean, how many buckets of hot wings did he go through?
I don't know. He wanted
what?
like a billion.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, yeah, this poor guy. He becomes a prophet. I didn't think that without a human soul, he could still be a prophet. But apparently,
how that works.
Yeah,
it's obviously not connected to the soul.
No,
it's connected to the person. I don't know how that works because I would think it would be attached to the soul. But...
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, if it's set to be like you are the prophet until you die, so you no longer are living.
Right.
But it must be attached to his life force.
Must be.
And not the soul itself. Since we know that people can obviously live on without souls.
Mm-hmm.
I.e. Sam. I don't tell them. Yeah, we've had
So I wasn't quite sure because we know that Donatello tricked the hell out of Sam and Dean in Cass this episode where he sends them off to get the hearts of Gog and Magog. And he's like, he's spieling this whole thing where he's like, yeah, well, they could be people or they could be the land, I don't know. Now, was this him, because obviously I don't think Asmodeus told him to do this, but I feel like
he made it up.
He made it up because he's helping Asmodeus and because the tablet was just, making him evil.
So
but I'm glad.
They're golems, basically.
They were like golems. Yeah, they were animated creatures.
Sand.
They were made of sand. But that was one of my favorite scenes when it came to that whole story bit was Gog and Magog. They're brothers. They like to monologue. Well, the one likes to monologue. The other one just likes to be a dick. And I was like, I wish it was Sam and Dean standing there, not Sam and Cass, or Dean and Cass, because they kind of mirrored each other as far as brothers go. And it would have been so hilarious. But I know why Cass was there, because Cass can understand them, and Sam and Dean could not. But I mean, just to see the two brothers just like eye to eye arguing in their own little bits, and
because obviously one was smarter than the other, and then the other one was being like I laugh that they put in this whole he was all like blah 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 men, and he's like, and women.
Yep. He wanted to be equal. He wanted to make sure that everybody was, slotted in together. And then the other one was like,
Smarter and then like more, almost more gentleman as much as you can as being a barbarian.
in a loincloth, which I don't know why Dean couldn't get over that.
I thought that was hilarious.
It was so funny. I think they needed that that little comedic element because we haven't really gotten it recently. I mean, our comedic element, I am assuming, is Scooby Natural, which is coming up real soon. But I mean, they haven't really thrown in that bit of funny recently. It's been actually really, really, really serious tone. But I don't know. That was like my favorite scene. And then they find out that, Cass is like, well, we've been duped. And they go back and
Cass went super like
crazy.
warrior angel. He went warrior angel. That's what he did.
Because we got Don and Sam staying back, and Donatello just whacked him. I mean, it looked like it knocked him out right away, but it seemed like Sam still had the upper hand and tied him up, and he was just rambling like a freaking lunatic in that room.
It was like a theme. Like not just 14, but 15. They both were getting knocked out and smacked around a lot, especially Sam. But he immediately got up again. Like,
yep. I don't know, I can't remember which episode it was said, but Dean said, something must be wrong with you or something's up with you because, I realize your princess hair is a little bit of like a cushion, but, you've been getting knocked
15.
out a lot.
It was 15.
Was it 15?
Yeah,
okay.
Because he got knocked out a couple, like I think 3 times in episode 15.
Oh, did he? Oh, my God.
He got knocked out a lot.
Wow. Maybe something is up with Sam. I don't know. He's usually the more cautious one. But Cass goes crazy. Well, I don't know if it was crazy, but he went hyper, like, warrior angel, like you said, because,
Yeah, he's a soldier. He went soldier. He's like, okay, you want this? You don't want me to kill him? Okay. But you made him a potato.
He made him a veggie. He is a veggie in a hospital because Cass got his fingers in there and got all the information he needed to get. And because Don didn't have that human soul, it doesn't. I guess Cass like it. So we got what we needed, and Donatello was compromised anyways because he was working with Asmodeus. He was corrupted by the tablet. He's no use to us anymore. So you didn't want me to kill him. Well, he's alive, and we got what we needed. Which we haven't seen Cass really take this. This. Go in this direction for a while.
This is old Cass.
It's the Cass where he was kind of running his. Wait. Oh, there's like the Cass where he was running the war, like where he was the leader, and then there was the one where he thought he was like a god. I think he was.
Yeah, the god one was really bad. He was super douchey then. The power went to his head. And then we had the season we don't want to talk about.
No.
But no, like, yeah, we got Soldier Cass, and that's what we got. He's like, fine, I'll get you what you want, but I'm gonna get what we want at the same time. I'm gonna make Sam happy, but get what we want. They didn't want him dead, but at the same time, you made him a potato. It's how much better is that really? I mean, he's breathing on a machine. He's going to be a potato. It's going to be a potato for a while. It probably is no coming back from this.
I really feel like this is, not the end of Donatello because he's not dead, but whatever he can do for them, I don't think he can do what he needs to do anymore as a prophet.
I almost think that death would have been more humane.
Yeah, probably would have been.
Then they also would have gotten another prophet.
That's true.
Instead of a vegetable.
But there's always that chance that we'll get Kevin from the other world to come over, and
we all know we want Kevin.
We want Kevin back, but we know that that world is devoid of women mostly, and he hasn't had, any kind of
literally, that Kevin in that world was almost no different than Kevin in that world.
That's true. But could you imagine that Kevin coming over to basically a utopia in comparison, and there's a woman every glance, like every time he looks around, there's a lady. Like he's gonna he's gonna be walking around with like permanently wet pants.
I hope out of all of this season, I hope we just get Kevin. Just bring Kevin back.
Even if it's just for one episode, I want to see him just love every second of it. Just to see the pure happiness of a person who's lived in shit for their whole life and come over to something where like everybody thinks like Sam and Dean, they're working so hard to clear this world of evil, and it's like hell, and you see someone literally from hell, like a world of hell, come over here and be like, dude, it's not as bad as you think.
Oh no, but the scene with Mary talking about, you know, what herself did in this world, not taking the pact. So it really was, it came down to Mary.
It did.
Almost literally. It was, she didn't do this, and this is what happened. Well, in our world, I did do it. This is what happened.
And, you know, you say that, and it really did. I mean, it's been said before that it's all Mary's fault. So it's all Mary's fault in the world that we know best, because she took the pack, and in the apocalyptic world it's because she didn't, and then Sam and Dean weren't born, so they couldn't save the world from this apocalypse. And last season, when the British Men of Letters were around, and they had her locked up, and that crazy lady with the blonde hair was doing that shamanistic brain. She was like, she brainwashed her, and then Dean went into her head, and he's like, I hate you because this is all your fault. And when she woke up out of that, she's like, yeah, it is all my fault. So even last season, they were kind of like, they've carried it over. They've carried this idea where they're blaming everything on Mary, because it does feel like it all started then. But I feel like it's deeper than that.
It probably is deeper than that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it really is it's a chain reaction, the butterfly effect. But I mean, literally, it's though the whole thing is that because Sam and Dean weren't born, the apocalypse happened because they weren't there to stop it.
Yep. And I like how Bobby was like, I guess he's like, it sounds like he made the right decision. So now she's like, I think she's gonna get really confused as to what's right and what's wrong.
Well, what's better? I mean, right now they're still fighting. They're still, have a chance. Well, in this world, they're barely hanging on.
Yeah, the human race is, there's little itty bitty camps. Yep.
The angels are a bunch of douchebags.
I think it's just, I mean, if I don't feel like there would be a problem, but Michael's there, and Michael's the one telling people to go kill peoples.
So it's Michael's. Well, we all know that all of the archangels are basically a bunch of brats.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, Daddy didn't love us. Nah.
Wah.
I mean, we got that from Lucifer, because that's why Lucifer is.
That's why Lucifer became the king of hell, because he had the biggest wah, and then he ran away and decided to start his own shit.
Archangel brats. Basically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it is. Angels are a bunch of kids without a dad.
They're growing. I mean, and now with their whole plan of making new angels. God, that's something I forgot about, because Lucifer's up there saying, I can make new angels. How are they going, like, I mean, we've seen what happens with the group that was before this supposed new bunch of angels, how they grew up, I'm putting that in quotations, without any kind of figure to look up to, any kind of role model, like no father, no mother.
What's safest that now, if he does do this whole, like, making angels, you're gonna have Lucifer as the one making angels. The world's
Yeah.
so screwed.
Yep, because essentially they're just going to be running around like a bunch of demons.
The biggest brat in the world is going to make babies. Save us. And teach them
I
to
mean-
make more babies.
Well, he did make a good baby out of this.
But that wasn't because of him.
No, it was
That
from
was because of
Kelly.
his mom.
Yeah, Kelly was a good influence on the baby, so on Jack. That's the
And
only
then he was
reason why
around
Jack
Sam
was
and
Jack.
Dean. He's around good people. Bring upbringing.
Yeah,
It's all about the upbringing.
it is, and that's why I'm like, okay, so we saw the group before, and they didn't have God to show them what's right, what's wrong, and we ended up with a bunch of bullshit and brats, and now we have Lucifer as a possible role model, and that does not fare well. No.
Biggest baby in the world.
But yeah,
Baby shouldn't be making babies.
no. So after all that shit with Dawn, we find out that, obviously the ingredients that he told Sam and Dean to go collect were bullshit, and Cass managed to get the actual list of ingredients from Dawn's head, and we can't leave Archangel Grace out. That's a given. But what leads into episode 15, because I couldn't get a hold of any of the other ingredients, was
the Evelyn of Solomon and
the fruit of the tree of life.
Fruit of the Tree of Life. Yeah.
So the only ingredient they could get, which gives us episode 15, is the blood of a holy man, or the most holy of men. So Sam figures, hey, that's got to be the blood of a saint.
Which is legit.
It works.
I love
mean-
that they chose St. Patrick's skull, as in it's March, St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah, that's like in 5 days, or 6 days.
It's 17th.
Oh, okay, so a week. Okay, good. I have time to
Saturday.
acquire green so I don't get pinched.
My blood is green. I'm Irish.
Oh. I was like, wait a second. Last time I saw green blood was in Aliens.
I also have shamrocks tattooed around my ankles.
So you're good. You're good. But, oh man, I don't even know where to begin with this episode because I really did not enjoy it. It wasn't that it was all over the place. It was just that maybe there were just too many new characters. Not that it was all human, because it
There
does
was a
kind
lot
of.
of people.
There was a lot of people. Like, we got the mobster with his 5 cronies. We have Green Street with his cronies. We have Miss what is her name? Margaret Astor, the redhead, and
The
then
redhead.
we have the
There-
cop that's working with her, and then we have the father, the padre. Still don't know where.
Can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name.
Best
But-
character in the episode.
Yes, he was the best character in this episode. I do agree with that for sure. Because, being who he is, you would, because there was that one conversation that did stand out to me, was between him and Dean, where they were talking about God, and Dean's like, God, he doesn't give a shit about us, and Father's just like, he's not gonna have his hand in everything. I understand that. I'm not saying that God should come down and give us a hand. He's just saying, like, I need I look to him for the faith. That's it.
As a priest, he was very down to earth. He was very understand. Like, he was more like it was new age kind of like concept of,
Oh yeah.
God can't do everything for you. Sometimes you gotta do it yourself. I mean, you gotta hope. You gotta pray that things go right. You gotta hope for miracles or whatever. But sometimes you just gotta get your hands dirty and get in there and fix it yourself.
Yeah. And
The world's
that's-
not perfect. It's
What
never
I
gonna
want-
be perfect.
Exactly, because that's why he was there. He was trying to get the skull back for himself, like by himself. I mean, and he had acquired money and he was willing to fight for it. And honestly, like, you don't see that like every other like priest father that we've seen in the past on this show, they don't want to get their hands dirty. They walk around in their robe and they, you know, do their thing with the sage or the you know, they it was just, you know, the typical like stereotypical thing that we see when it comes to priests in movies and other media. But then we get this guy and he's like you said, he's new age, he's down to earth. You could see that Dean was like, dude, you are my best friend.
He really was. Like, he really got to Dean. You could tell that he got to Dean.
Mm-hmm.
Because you didn't, like, it wasn't just all, like, Dean, you know, because obviously Dean knows God. So Dean was, like, the made to get God's whatever. And he wasn't, like, the normal, you know, priest that goes, you know, you gotta have faith, blah, 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 you know, just blindly following the whole thought that God's gonna fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you know, him going, yeah, I get it. I understand. You know, he's all like, yeah, no. You know, kind of bringing God more into a human, you know, concept, but which is really closer to what, as in this, at least in this show, that God's kind of more human being in this more. I mean, he makes stupid mistakes, obviously, and does stupid things, but yeah, but that's that. Like, you could just see in Dean's eyes that it just like was like, you're okay.
You're cool,
You're
dude.
Cool.
Which, you know, that is a breath of fresh air that, you know, Dean was actually able to be like, after all the bullshit, like, he was being kind of a brat himself this episode up to that point.
He was. He's very, very confrontational.
Yep.
Like the whole scene when they were sitting with the mob boss dude. This freaking cat. I can't get over this. It literally was when that scene popped up and he had the cat in his hand. I went, really? Mm-hmm. Really? Now we just need a horse head. The flip.
like you saying, they're sitting down with this mob boss, and he's basically saying that if they don't, like, join him, that they're going to kill him. And Dean, just with all these quips and quirks and just being like a smart ass, and you can just see like itchy trigger fingers from the guys on the side, and Sam's just like, Dean, you need to stop right now. We need to figure this out.
Sam's like, Sam was literally afraid. The whole episode, he was afraid of, like,
because Dean was being a jackass.
Shut your mouth.
I mean, like we did mention too, Sam got knocked the fuck out a lot this episode. So I mean, he had reasons to be scared because I don't think Dean was feeling the pain. He was.
I like how you laughed the fact that even though Dean was the loudmouth and the thing, Sam was the one that was getting beaten up every day.
That's true. Oh man, but like a few episodes ago, I was like, damn, someone just punched Sam in the face. He's being a mopey little dickhead. And now it's back to Sam not being mopey and being a little bit more hopeful, and he's getting his ass whooped, and it's like he doesn't deserve it. He needed this face slap like 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, he was being pretty stupid in a few episodes, but I'm glad that we got like the real Sam back, kind of. But no, like that's. I mean, but we got towards the end or whatever. Oh man, I was so afraid they were gonna shoot it, like he was gonna die, the Padre. Mm-hmm. I was like, don't you know? What are you doing? I got so mad for 2 seconds. I was so mad. Like, don't you do that? And I'm like, okay. But I was glad that it was just a grace and like, oh, it's a miracle.
I love the twist where his blood was what they needed at the end. At the end of the day,
and their faces.
Yes.
Their faces. They're like all that shit we had to do.
But the thing is, if they never did any of that, they probably wouldn't have found out. They would have just, you know, went their separate ways and still looking for the blood of the saint or the most holy man, and they would be completely stumped. Because Green Street's like, I don't have it because it doesn't exist. So they got fucked over there. They did all that shit, and the guy that promised them this blood, it was like, you know, I fucked you over. I conned you. So for them,
it was all, but
yeah,
it's because they were very stuck on the whole saint thing, and we know that we don't have a saint. They're all long dead. Mm-hmm. So, which I always like this whole concept because we know the current Pope is he's very open to a lot of things. So I could see where the Padre would catch the eye of the Pope, the current Pope.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at the end of the day, they're one ingredient down from their crazy list because we obviously know that the last one on the list that they're gonna get is Lucifer's freaking grace.
Oh yeah. I wonder what else. How is it gonna? Are they just gonna be like, oh, I all of a sudden have this piece, or is it gonna be this big, huge thing for every little piece? I wouldn't think so. I can see maybe they put a couple things, like at least one of the things be something like, oh, Cass went and got the. We know Cass went to go get the Tree of Life. So I can see like that could be just that he brings it back, but maybe the emblem be something else. Like maybe they actually have an episode or part of an episode for them getting it.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe we're gonna get all these like little other episodes in between, and then they have all the pieces, and then they go after Luce.
I mean, we have it's 22 episode season, so we do have a ways to go. We have at least another 6 episodes after Scooby Natural, so they most possibly have the time. Definitely 2 episodes if they want to split it up and make one the fruit and one the seal. So, or the emblem.
I don't know. Now that 6 episodes is a lot, you would think, but now I'm really. Is it enough episodes to have, obviously it might be enough episodes to kill off Michael if they want to go that direction, or there's so much side stuff going on. I honestly think, we have Asmodeus and all this and whatever, but I really think as Asmodeus being a bad guy, I think he's kind of weak compared to like Michael being a big bad for the next season, or we don't know what Lucifer's doing right now, but
no, well, he's up in heaven claiming he can make new angels.
Make you babies.
Yeah.
But so really on the scheme of things, I think Asmodeus is a little low on the totem pole for bad guys.
I mean, if he can do what he has planned, then there's a problem.
Opening the whole maybe whatever Titans or whatever the hell they are.
Yeah.
Because it's extra super hardcore scary demons that even Lucifer's afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
If he can get that open, that's possible. That's a huge big bad the demon of the world.
It's like opening a whole new hellgate.
But Asmodeus by himself, no. But opening that up, that could definitely be something as a big bad going on the next. I really would like to see the Michael storyline go a little, like, I'd like to see him maybe bring a war into this world. But at the same time, I don't know where they'd go with it. Like, where would it extend? I mean, there's a lot of little side stories. I mean, we obviously know that they're going to Wayward Sisters is going to get their portal stuff. So that's going to be not going to be in our, unless there's like one episode. But I don't see it happening this season. We might see another season them doing crossovers.
I mean, crossovers. I think that's the only time we're going to get any kind of portal bullshit happening.
I'm trying to think. So I mean, we could see this big fight between the Michael storyline on this season, and then maybe Asmodeus and the big demon portal thing becomes the next season. So we get that, the opening of the portal at the last episode.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that also really, if that happens, it's a good reason to keep Jack's character around, because he's too powerful just to be helping out on regular episode of the week monster hunts.
Right.
So
now that we know that he can pretty much make.
Yeah, he can just make angels poof.
He can do a dad, basically. He can do the same thing Lucifer does.
Yep.
So, that's a little super, super powerful. A little too much. I mean, it's funny to watch Sam and Dean struggle. Mm-hmm. So, if Jack can just go around going.
Yep.
There'd be really no point. So, I mean, seeing push a little bit farther, I can see if, we don't lose Lucifer, which we all know we don't want to lose him because he's an amazing character.
No.
See him as we know that he fears these things, that maybe see him come back as a, obviously not perfectly good because...
Kind of like a Crowley character where he helps but hinders sometimes.
Yeah. Um, so, I mean, see that, whatever. If they want to go, maybe Jack goes with Castiel and they go try to go make more angels.
Hmm.
Maybe they do get this whole concept of trying to get more angels and, teaching them how to be douchey-bags. Or Jack stays in the other world.
Yeah.
Trying to read. What if they, and Mary, because Mary was along the long line too, and then that whole conversation that Mary was having, and they're all feeling bad for what was going on in this other world. What if they end up deciding to stay in this other world and
Help rebuild.
fixing,
Yeah.
bring the world back to, decent instead of a war zone, which is what it is right now.
Yep. I mean, we'll only like be able to see, really. I mean, like we can speculate till like the whole speculation thing with Supernatural goes forever because
It does.
they have so many open doors all over the place, even from seasons back ago. So like, and they do end up sometimes bringing things back from like the first season, the second season. Like they've done it before and surprised the hell out of us. So when they collect all these ingredients, I mean, that's the only time we're actually gonna know what the frick's gonna happen.
Now we know that they're opening up a portal, but you opening a portal from the demon tablet. Do we know what you're really doing? Are you sure we're opening the portal to the other world, or are you personally opening that very portal that Asmodeus is wanting to open?
I wasn't even thinking about that.
I mean, the angel tablet brought the angels fall. So, what are you doing? What are you playing with here? And we just saw the tablet corrupt Donatello. So the tablet is inherently evil.
Mm-hmm. Huh. It gives me a little bit more to think about now. Because I didn't even think of that. Like, it could be that they are, in fact, opening the portal that Asmodeus already tried to open. Just because Jack is a shortcut. Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just willy-nilly opens up freaking portals. Well, he still has to work at it. He's
not completely, because he's not confident in his powers unless he gets angry.
No. But I mean, because he is part Archangel, once he gets into his powers, he probably could just open up portals. So he doesn't need all these other ingredients. So that makes sense why Asmodeus wanted him to open up that portal. And that's probably exactly what's going to happen. Because they're getting the recipe from the freaking demon tablet that they're going to open up this other freaking monster crazy super hyper.
And it wouldn't be the first time that Dean and Sam started the apocalypse and then had to go fix it.
No, it happens in almost every freaking season.
It's like everything that goes bad, they're like, oh, they saved us from the apocalypse. I'm like, yeah, but didn't they have...
They definitely pushed the big red button. They started it.
They don't even press it on purpose. Usually it's like, oops, I pushed a button. I tripped on it.
They stumbled into it.
Dean just goes...
Just blame it on the alcohol team.
It's always Dean, dude. It's always Dean. And then Sam's just going, oh, God.
Oh, it's my big brother. Oh. Along for the ride, yeah. That's something that we're gonna be in for next episode with Scooby Natural.
I'm excited. And we've been excited all season when we found out this was gonna happen.
Kind of like the moment we found out last season it was gonna happen.
Well, then remember when Jack was watching cartoons, he was watching Scooby Doo.
Mm-hmm. And there was an episode last season that I mean, if you pay attention now, where Dean loses his memories because he got hexed.
Oh, he got hexed by the witch.
Yeah.
Love
to get the book that they were that they used. And just a couple episodes ago, it got stolen. So to get this book he got hexed by the witch that was connected to this book, and Rowena and Sam, when they were having an adult talk and they couldn't handle Dean and his crazy I can't remember shit. Yep. They put him on the bed and put him in front of Scooby-Doo.
We do.
And he was like, yes! And he was just like gone into Scooby-Doo. So like they've been kind of hinting things like this at us for a while now.
Well, we had another theory that it was actually Jack that brought them into the Scooby-Doo world.
Mhm.
So, I mean, we still not for sure.
No.
I'm leaning towards Gabriel, but that's just me.
I mean, we only had Jack to go off of when we first made that because he just opened up a portal as a fetus. Well, he was an infant in the womb still, but he had the power, and it's like we figured, oh, he's gonna grow into it, and he's just gonna be like, I want some fun. Let's go to Scooby-Doo.
Two other things. One, Mary really took that with stride when she was like, aren't you only like
6 months old?
6 months old. And
he's like, yeah.
And she's just like, okay.
Whatevs. I've seen worse.
Another
I've
thing
seen weirder.
This was the one thing I wanted to talk when we were talking about the episode 14 that I wanted to bring up, and I decided to wait till we got into it because they made like this big pointed this weird thing out. We all know that Dean hits on women all the time anyway, but the chick that was sitting at the table with the supernatural book, they like made it this big thing. Like she was, and I kept thinking, well, she's gonna come back. What is this? Who's this person? And then it didn't go anywhere, and I'm just like, well, why take the time? To do this.
Was she was reading a book about the supernatural, not a supernatural book.
No, yeah.
So, and the book was called Guarded by Demons. And I don't know if that means anything, but I did notice that. I also noticed that he was really into her, probably because she's Asian, and he likes the busty Asians, and he likes the Asian porn, and
he does.
I feel like that was like the first time he's like, okay, we have something in common, and I'm gonna sit down with you because you are my type, you know.
And Sam pulls him away.
Damn, Sam and his cock blocks.
Felt like they made a really big deal out of that, and it sounds like, is this going anywhere, or is this just Dean hitting a limit?
I feel like maybe because she seemed really interested in him too, which was also suspicious. Like it was an instantaneous, like, yeah, sit down with me. It wasn't like usually they're kind of apprehensive. I mean, yeah, Dean is a good-looking guy, but I mean,
we all know that.
Yeah, it just the way she was looking at him, it was kind of suspicious. So I kind of hope they bring her back because, you know, we do with Mary in Apocalyptic World, and, you know, we don't really have a strong female character that can hang out with them all the time, or like that they can contact and figure things out. Because now with Jodie and Donna and all of them having their own show, they do need that element back in Supernatural.
It might just, we all might just be reading too much into it, but it might have just been one of those little bloops. That was just a weird little bloop. But
maybe just to reinforce that Dean is still
a womanizer.
Claire. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. It was just this weird little thing that I was like, why is this here?
But I mean,
I literally thought she was a demon.
So did I. That's why I was like, there's something up with this lady. But I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing her again. She seemed interesting enough.
Some of those times will tell things.
But you know, they got what they got for episode 15. They went out on a search for the blood. They got the blood. So that's pretty much the whole basis of this episode. We got introduced into a very interesting, very likable character. He's still alive, which usually doesn't happen when it comes to them needing something important from a person. They usually get offed somehow. But that, I think that's the end of those, and now there's not much to say about Scooby Natural when it comes to the synopsis. And I haven't seen any teaser trailers yet. I don't think they're gonna do that because it might reveal a little bit too much, especially like the animation style and stuff. But for next episode is Scooby Natural, which, as we said, we've been very, 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 very excited about it. The synopsis is, and I quote, one sentence. Sam, Dean, and Castiel are transported into the animated world of Scooby-Doo, where they join forces with the Scooby Gang to solve a ghostly mystery. That's it.
That's it.
That's all we have to go off of. So, and with that, we're done for tonight. So, Kim, where can the people follow you?
On the Twitter, HUFFI2Y, PUFFI2Y.
And you can find me also on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LADY, VENOM24. I had to look. You can
Forgot how to
find.
spell.
Yeah. Oh, man, you can find all of us and more here on YouTube and on Twitch at ASOTV Podcast. Also on Google Plus, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter. And also, we have a Discord where we talk about crazy things and post memes and just the goofs. So if you join us down below, it should be down below in the description and stuff. So, yeah. Thanks, everybody, for joining, and we will see you again next time. Ciao.
Bye-bye. I shaked my camera. Did you see that? I was like, oops.